But so I guess we could just get started. I guess I'll do a quick overview of what we'll cover. Okay, so we'll go through quickly just kind of what kvCORE is, what it can do for you. We'll go over the website that is provided for each of, for all users. You get your own personal website there and how you can customize it and how that can help you. Your smart CRM, that's where your contacts will reside, and we'll go over how you can sort them, how you can manage them, and how following up is very easy with within your smart CRM. We'll go over how you can upload contacts, how you can manage them, delete them, move them around, and all the specific ways that you can kind of sort them out. Next, we'll go over some lead generation tools, different ways that you can paid or free lead generation tools where you kind of use social media to build up your CRM. We'll quickly go over the listings option, how kvCORE pulls all the MLS information into its database to kind of help further make this kind of your one-stop shop. So I'll go over the listings and how you can, within your own listing, promote it through this listing button. Next, marketing autopilot is the option in which you can take your CRM and you can apply those different groups of contacts to various marketing campaigns that you can set up. And they call it marketing autopilot because once you set up the campaigns, you can have the campaigns will go out. Each bit of content will go out to your CRM without much effort on your end, much work. Kind of runs itself. And then you can also set it to new leads that come in will automatically get added to these campaigns if you so choose. So we'll go over that. And then lastly, we'll just quickly talk about some of the apps that are available that can kind of help you use kvCORE and use it on the go. So, oh, it looks like we have some more participants. Welcome, everyone. As I mentioned to everyone earlier, if you have any questions along the way, feel free to drop a chat and I'll answer it as we go along. Okay, so let's take a look at the platform. So this is your dashboard. Dashboard is is kind of the front page of kvCORE. As soon as you log on, it'll take you right to your dashboard, and here's where, once, as I mentioned, the marketing autopilot, once you have different marketing campaigns set up, here's where the tasks for the day will appear. kvCORE will kind of read that you owe a certain number of leads a call that day, and then you can go in and manage those calls. And here you can leave notes on each call, talk about the results, and kind of help yourself track the results of each of your calls. You can also add tasks for certain amounts of time down the road, and then it'll show in today's summary when that task is due. So these are just kind of different ways to help keep yourself organized. Here's company announcements. The administrators here at Metro, we like to kind of keep these kind of active. So you can log on and we'll post any new kind of kvCORE features up here. So, this is another good place to kind of keep an eye out and links to different trainings. So when you log on in the morning, you can come right in here. You'll see your summary. You'll see some of the new announcements. Below here is this is your activity feed. This is where you'll be able to track your new leads and kind of what their activity is. You'll see if right now I'm on the company scope, so I'm viewing everyone's activity now, but you can see different leads that are viewing properties, and this is a nice way to kind of know their interest. So if you see a particular lead viewing your properties, they'll go into your smart CRM and you can contact them immediately. And you know that they came into your CRM because of their interest in particular properties. Here you can also view new text or email correspondence with leads. So if you get a new email or one of your leads responds to a text that you sent them, you can handle all that right here from kvCORE. Okay, so moving on, let's real quick look at the website feature. Welcome to our new attendees. Once more, as I mentioned to everyone else who's in here, if you have any questions along the way, please just drop it in the chat, and I'll do my best to answer. So let's take a look at the website. So in order to get to your website, right here in the company admin, right here in the drop down, it says company admin for me, but for you it'll have your email address here. This is going to be a drop down, so you click the drop down, and here it'll give you all these different tools, but right here is your website link. So you click on that. And I haven't done too much customization to my website. This is kind of the default template that everyone kind of receives. So everyone's website gets a search bar here. Once you upload your photo into your profile, it'll automatically pull it into the front page of your website. You'll get a search bar here where any viewers can take a look at or can search for homes anywhere from the MLS, not just your particular properties. You have the option to put different widgets on here. You can put a link to a home value option where potential leads could type in their address and find out what their home is worth. And then once they do that, that means they're opting into entering their information into your database. So then if someone were to put in their home worth here, their information would be automatically imported into your smart CRM, and then they are logged as a potential seller lead. So that's kind of a cool feature, and it's a good thing to have on your website because you might grab a couple leads that way. Up here I have a just listed option, just to kind of, there's so many different widgets you can have, and I'm just kind of use my website as more of an example or a template. kvCORE also has a blog feature, so if you're interested in blogging about real estate or anything home related, you have the option to blog about it. And blogging, if you are ever interested in doing it and maintaining it, it's a really good way to continuously drive traffic to your website. So if you're posting blog posts, they can live right here on your kvCORE website, and as people are reading your blog, they're also viewing your website. Down below here, you can choose. These are called listing carousels, and you can have 3 of them. I have only 2, but there's an option for my listings as well. So if you have several listings, you can have those all appear right on the front page of your website. These are all the just reduced in the MLS. So again, these won't be your listings, but if a potential lead were to be interested in one of these, eventually kvCORE would ask them to opt in to continue viewing. And so let's say I'm interested in this Amherst property. I would click view details, click around a little bit, and then in order to keep viewing, I would have to log in and give some information, and that's how your website can be a free lead generation tool. So that's nice. You can also up top here customize your drop downs. using custom pages. If you want to have information for potential buyers or sellers, you can create custom pages, and those can live up here. So your website can kind of be as simple or as complex as you'd like. But like I mentioned, I haven't done a whole lot to my site, and I think it still looks pretty sharp. So the kvCORE templates that they give you automatically look pretty good. So this is the website. Do we have any questions about the website before we move on? All good? Okay. So we'll go back to our kvCORE platform, and then we'll move on to the Smart CRM. So the Smart CRM is where your contact database will live once you upload the contacts. Now the first step to having a CRM here on kvCORE is uploading your contacts. If you have a Microsoft Excel or Google Sheet database of all of your contacts, you can upload that file right to kvCORE, and they will upload the contacts for you. Let me just quickly show you how you can do that. So going to Lead Engine, and if you click down here, Bulk Import, so it'll give you, once you scroll down to the bottom, it'll give you an informational video if you want to do it yourself. But the easiest and most highly recommended option is to click here and submit a file, and under this, let us handle it. So kvCORE will upload your contacts for you, and that is just a life-saving tool. And it does work. It says average processing time average processing time 3 days. I've seen some agents have their contacts uploaded and then thrown into their Smart CRM within an afternoon. So it can be that quick. So if you click Submit a File, here you'll agree to their service, and it's free, like I mentioned, free. And then you'll just have to fill out some information. If you're an agent, broker, or a manager, the leads belong to me. This is where you'll upload your file, and it has to be in a CSV format. What that is that's just a way that you save your spreadsheet. So when you go to export or save your Excel document or Google Sheet, just do so in a CSV format. Grab that file, throw it here. And then you just kind of have to give some information about the leads. Import preference. This is something we haven't really touched on yet, but the lead status. Are you importing your sphere? Are they all prospects, new leads, active lead, client, anything like that. And it kind of gives you a definition of each status. The status is important because when you import your leads, the lead status will kind of dictate or help you. It's for your own personal benefit, but the lead status will kind of be the first step to sorting your leads. Many of our agents post them as their sphere because these are their sphere of influence is basically where these leads are coming from. Hashtags. We'll get to this again in our Smart CRM bit here, but a hashtag is just a way to further sort your leads. So a hashtag would be if you have a new potential buyer, you'd associate a hashtag with that buyer. With the hashtag would be probably the address, and or the area that they're looking in. So you can have your whole bunch of new leads, and they could all be buyers. And then another way to further separate those people would be with hashtags. And then that's the hashtags would just be a specific thing about those leads. And again, I don't mean to confuse anyone at this present moment. We will get to all that, but that's just if you want to have a hashtag associated with your leads when you import. And once you submit the file, they'll process it and they will upload these contacts for you if the spreadsheet is in an acceptable format. So again, bulk import within the lead engine, submit the file and let them handle it. That is a lifesaver. It'll save you tons and tons and tons of time. And then all of your contacts will be in kvCORE, and that's really kind of the lifeblood of getting the most out of kvCORE. So, okay, so let's say we uploaded our contacts, kvCORE put them all in, they sent us an email that they're all done, and then now they're in our Smart CRM. So let's see kind of what we can do with them. So I've kind of created a few just mock contacts. Of course, when you all upload your contacts, there'll probably be way more than just 3. But just for the benefit of the lesson, these are my contacts. I'll just click on one, and you can kind of see how exactly specific you can get with each of these contacts. So once you click on the name, it brings up an activity log. So let's say this person is interested in working with me, or he did at one point. He's part of my sphere. kvCORE will run a validation run, something called a validation run, and what that is it'll take the email address associated with this lead and its phone number, and it'll verify if that information is good or not. And then what it'll also do is it'll also lead you to other places that this email address and or phone number exists online. So it could bring you to this person's Facebook account. It could bring you to their Twitter account. You have the option of finding different ways to contact this person based on where kvCORE finds this email. Of course, the validation run was unsuccessful because I have some inside intel that this person's email address is fake. But so if it is kind of an unverified email address, and it might be a bad one, you'll kind of see this this caution cone next to it. So from here, you can do a whole lot. You can rank leads, and you can say like this is a great lead. I've had a lot of success with them. They're really interested. I'm gonna give them a 5-star rating. If you so choose to do that, you can click this drop down and you can change a lead's status. Like let's say they were an active lead and you did work with them, and then you want to just move them to your sphere after they've already purchased a home or something like that. You can do that easily here. You can also change the type of lead that they are, move them from a buyer to a seller further down the line, or whatever. Contact info, you can actually call or text this way through kvCORE. You can add them to different search alerts that are kind of relevant to what you think they might be interested in. Add them to a smart campaign, which we'll get to. That's within the marketing autopilot. And then you can have them sent market reports, which are very useful. Down here, you can add a hashtag. So if this person I know is interested in properties in Lancaster, I can add a Lancaster. If I could ever type a Lancaster, whoops. And as you see there, all the hashtags that I've used, all the hashtags that I've used in the past will pop up, and you can add them to an already existing hashtag or create your own. And you can also add multiple. So if this is Lancaster and they were also looking for doubles, you do double. So that way, when you potentially have a new double listing, you can pull this hashtag up and you'll know that this lead is interested in that. You can send them your double listing, or if you have a new listing in Lancaster, you can search and filter out your leads with the Lancaster tag, and then send it to them that way. So you update your tags that way, then it'll show here, and it'll also show in your activity feed that you added that hashtag. You can get even more specific here by dropping in more phone numbers. You can add their address in case you want to have your all of your leads, in case you like sending mailers or things like that. You can have their addresses in here. All this stuff, many cell phones, you can add the lender. So you can get pretty specific with these leads, and you can really get in depth with the things you want to keep track of. Over here is another way to contact a particular lead. You can send them a text by just assuming that they've given you their cell phone number. You can send them a text just by clicking this red button. You can type it in here. Hey, it's type something in here. What you can do is you can send them a listing by just sending them the MLS ID, and it'll be texted right to their phone. That's kind of an interesting thing you can do here. Also up here, you can send them a canned response, which are many different text templates that kvCORE has automatically uploaded into its system. So this is a really easy way to go in and just send texts very quickly. You can also create your own canned responses and send them off. Let's say this is a buyer and it's been a while. It's got a template just for that. So I click canned response. It'll throw in a merge tag here. So this will say, because my lead's name is Ryan, it'll say, "Hi Ryan, it's been a little while since you first reached out looking at properties. Do you have a second to chat?" You can also edit this too. You can also add like, "Give me a call when you're free," if you want to add that. So the canned responses can be edited. And again, you can create your own canned responses and save them in there. And then to send a text, you just send the text right here. So do we have any questions kind of about Smart CRM? Well, I'm sorry, not the Smart CRM, about the particular lead management. Other stuff you can do under more actions. There's more information here. You can archive a lead. You can turn off behavior. Any of this stuff. If someone responds to you and says, "I really don't want to be hearing from you," which is totally fine. You can unsubscribe them this way. What you can also do is you can call them right from your kvCORE desktop by clicking new call. And what it'll do is using the Metro Roberts smart number, Google smart number, if you click call, your phone will get a call from our Metro smart number. All you have to do is accept the call, and then you'll be automatically directed to this person's number. So what you can do is you can call now, call this person. If you speak to them, you can log your call. You could say that the call was outbound or inbound, and then you can make a note. You can say like, "Spoke for 5 minutes. I'm gonna call. They said to call back in a week." And then you can go and schedule a call for next week. And then what you can do, as we mentioned earlier, you'll see that call pop up on your dashboard when that week is up. We'll just go to it real quick. So if you were to call someone from your smart CRM and you scheduled that call, a week from whenever you scheduled it, it'll appear here. So just another way that kvCORE is a helpful organization tool. So going back in our smart CRM, let's just finish up real quick with that. There are there are ways you can filter your leads. So let's say you have 1,000 leads or 1,000 contacts, and you've consistently built your CRM through kvCORE. You've added hashtags. You've hosted open houses. You've kept on top of your leads pretty good, and you have them well organized. What you can do is if you have a relevant bit of content to send out, you can filter your lead. You can say, I want to send something out to my whole sphere, and you can filter it that way. All of your leads in your sphere will show up here. Of course, you'll have tons more than just this one, but again, this is just for the sake of the presentation. You can take your sphere, and using this, you'll select all, or you can just select one, and then you can mass email or text them this way. Or if you're working on organization, you can mass select a whole bunch of leads, and you can give them all new hashtags or change their status. Let's say you have a whole bunch of leads that came in as potential buyers for a property, and the property closed, and it was sold, but now you've got all these new leads that were potential buyers. What you can do is you can change their status to, from an active lead to, from new lead to prospect or something like that. Or if you want to just move them to your sphere, you can do it that way. But you can do this in a nice, clean way where you can select many through filtering. You can also mass add leads to a campaign. You can add hashtags. You can do all this stuff. So it makes it kind of easy where you don't have to click each individual lead to add a hashtag or change the status. You can do so in a mass way, which is really, really nice. You can also sort your leads by hashtag. A rating, as we talked about earlier, you could have you send them out to all your 5-star leads if you keep on top of the ratings. All this stuff that you can kind of customize. But the hashtag is probably one of the more useful sorting tools. So let's say you get a new property in Lancaster, and you want to find all of the leads in your CRM that at one point in time were interested in Lancaster properties. Doesn't matter if this lead came into your CRM 5 years ago or 2 months ago. As long as you have them tagged with Lancaster, they will appear here. Let's say you got 15 people with the Lancaster tag. You can select them all, and you can send them all the text with the MLS code of your new listing, and send it to them directly that way. Or you can send them all an email, and you could say something like, here's this new Lancaster property. I'm hosting an open house Saturday. Hope to see you there. Something like that. But that is the same can be applied to this double hashtag. If you have a new double that comes into your, if you have a new listing that's a double, you can send it to all the people that you have tagged double. The hashtags are just for your benefit, your sorting, and they're good to kind of further sort off your leads, and they help with organization and then future follow-up. Any questions right now before we kind of move on? Okay, sounds good. So let's take a look at some lead generation tools. We won't get too deep into this because that's the whole nother class. So that's probably another webinar maybe next week. But kvCORE offers many different both free and paid lead capturing tools that are fairly useful. Both are kind of both. You definitely need some sort of active social media presence in order to get the most out of it, especially the free lead capturing tools. So I'll go over those quickly. The two free lead capturing tools are the landing pages and the squeeze pages. Real quick, we'll take a look at landing pages. So what you'll do is first you'll select your domain. Depending on your access, yours will probably show up right away. So to create a landing page, basically what a landing page is it's kind of a front page to getting some sort of content. Now, what you can do is you can make a landing page anything, but it's important to kind of remember that landing pages are they're just lead capturing tools. So here at the top, you kind of set up your landing page. You see it's a lead generation template, and it's got other templates. You can have a video here on the landing page. You can have Facebook chat feature and address capture for potential seller leads. You can have all leads that come in associated with a particular hashtag. So let's say you're doing a landing page for I don't know, for a group of people that I keep using Lancaster as a example. I guess we'll just continue with that. A group of people that are interested in Lancaster properties. You can make Lancaster this hashtag. And then what you kind of want to do is you're giving the viewer of this landing page some sort of value. So and all this stuff is editable. So you could say something like real estate deals in Lancaster, real estate deals in Cheektowaga, wherever. You of course want it to be relevant to this hashtag. And the whole idea is for the viewer or the person clicking on this to give you their information here, email and cell phone. You can make cell phone mandatory too, so that whoever is opting in is agreeing to all this information. So people who are viewing this are probably going to are agreeing to. They're signing up for these real estate deals that you're going to be sending them, and you just have to set up a campaign in marketing autopilot, and you can do that. You can also change this to just home buying tips, and you can kind of get rid of all this stuff, and you can have this be just a link from a website that you found online for home buying tips. A landing page can lead anything. Just basically all it is a lead capturing tool. You can also change the background to some of their other templates, or you can put in your own custom image. This is kind of a nice photo. So what you would do is you would create this landing page. You would link it up here to whatever article or piece of content you want it to link to. And then you create this link for the landing page, and then you would take the landing page, you share it on Facebook, and then you say something like, check out these home buying tips, or something like that. And then people you're friends with on Facebook, or people who see it from people sharing it, will opt in, and then they'll be associated to your smart CRM with the hashtag, and it's a free lead capturing tool, and again, you can go so far into depth with this, and we will go over that at some different time. But I just kind of wanted to show you a little bit about what a landing page can do, and there's so many things you can do. You don't even have to have a URL associated with this. You can change this to just agree to or something like sign up here, and you can have it just be a landing page to send them to an alerts page or something like that. So that's landing page. Once more, we will get more into that at a different time, because there are so many things you can do here. But that's one free lead capturing tool. The other way is the IDX squeeze pages. And what you can do here is, once again, you choose your domain. Build it. And there are 4 different squeeze pages that you can create: a multi-property squeeze page, a single property squeeze page, a seller squeeze page, and then you can also create a market report here. What a multi-property squeeze page is, and the best definition that I've kind of come up with, is a multi-property squeeze page takes the entire MLS database, and it squeezes it down to a particular list. Now, all the landing pages you can do anything with. Squeeze pages are more focused on just inventory. So what you would do is you would create some sort of unique list that would entice people to click on it. Like, let's say an example of a squeeze page would be homes in Orchard Park under $200,000 with a pool. And again, we won't go too deep into this. This is a different course, but basically what would happen is you'd create this search criteria. You could associate hashtags with it again. So it could be like Orchard Park, and you could do pool. That way that leads come in, we're associated with Orchard Park. We're interested in pools. So you create a list. It'll bring up however many properties are in the MLS right now. Many of them won't be your listings, but it's a way to kind of show potential buyers within your Facebook feed or wherever you're going to share it, that these properties are out there, and then that they're interested in these particular search criteria. And then because you have it tagged, whenever a listing that is relevant to them will come into your ownership, you can send it out to them. So basically, again, a squeeze page, a multi-property squeeze page, will take a whole bunch of properties from a particular search criteria that you've created, create a link of a list of all those properties, and then eventually they will be asked to opt into those. But in order to cover everything today, we won't go too far deep into doing that. We'll just kind of keep browsing. Next up is a single property squeeze. This is much simpler than a multi-property squeeze page, and that's because it's the promotion of only one property. You can add a hashtag to it. This is where you put in your listing ID, and then it creates a link over here. And then what you do is you share that link, and then it's a link to just that one particular listing. What makes a single property squeeze page better than just simply sharing a link from Zillow or from the Metro Roberts website or wherever, what makes a single property squeeze page better is any leads that come in will be tagged with that property, and you automate all that here by allowing only 2 clicks per view. So that way you become more organized when you have potential interested buyers. You can see within your smart CRM that that this lead came in because they are interested in this property. So let's say you do a single property squeeze page. You share it on Facebook a couple times in a week, and by the end of the week, you have 6 people that have opted in to showing some sort of interest in it, and you can continue to send them updates. Let them know if there's an open house, or within your smart CRM, as we showed earlier, you can sort the hashtag, send them all a text that offers are due, different things like that, different updates. And then the benefit to that long term is if you tag them with the address and also the area, you'll know that these people were interested in buying in that area at one point in time, and then years down the line, you can kind of keep them tracked and send them listings that you feel like might be relevant to that area. So that's another way that all this ties in together. Next, a seller squeeze page is a way to generate seller leads. Similarly, you would put a hashtag here, and then you would specify a particular area. So you would do zip code, the whole county, just a particular city or area. And then you create a link here, and you take that link, throw it on Facebook, and then basically what it will do is it'll read something along the lines of, like, let's say you're doing a seller squeeze page for Lancaster. Something will pop up that says the average home in Lancaster is going for $165,000. What is your home worth? Someone types in their home address and their email, and then they're put into your smart CRM with a, and you put a hashtag here. You put a hashtag here, and they're put into their smart CRM as a seller lead, and then you can contact them from there. Say, interested in selling your home. Let me know if you have any information, if you have any questions. And again, that adds value to the viewer as well, because they are receiving information about their home. You can also send them market reports. You can create market reports for a particular area and send them out. This way. And again, hashtag. You add a hashtag here. Do we have any questions about that? I know that's I went kind of quickly, but in order to kind of get through everything, I wanted to just kind of breeze through that a little bit. Okay. Next, real quick, we'll just browse through the listings option. So again, as I mentioned earlier, the entire MLS is active here on kvCORE. Basically, what you can do is you can see the listings here. You can sort it, you can filter it. You can, right now it's obviously all listings, but you can sort it by just my listings or agency listings, whatever. So let's say you have a few listings or one particular listing, it'll show up right here. I, of course, don't. But what you can do, and I will click on just one of these, who I know is a Metro agent. You click on listing. I won't do anything. It's just an example. You find your listing, click it here. It's got all the MLS information. And basically what you can do is you can send it out via email this way. Put the contacts in here. You can edit the content of this message, of course. And you can throw in if you have a saved template, you can select that here. You can also share it to Facebook directly this way. You can text it. You can post it to Craigslist, Pinterest, different things like that. Again, that's a whole another course, but within kvCORE, the benefit to sharing your listings through kvCORE is it will be shared associated with your URL. So any leads that come in or anyone who's viewing the property, you'll be able to track, and then you can those leads will be sent to your smart CRM, and you'll have them to follow up with. So there's definitely benefits to sharing your listings through kvCORE, whether it be through a single property squeeze page, via email, anything like that, or even just taking this direct link that kvCORE automatically creates for you and sharing it that way. But either way, it'll be associated with your website and your URL. So any leads that view the properties will you will be able to track. So that's a very nice feature of kvCORE. The last thing we'll kind of go over is marketing autopilot, and this is kind of a very involved. This is kind of where, once you have it all set up, kvCORE can kind of run itself for you to an extent. So within marketing autopilot, you can do all kinds of stuff. You can create a smart campaign. You can manage search alerts. You can track behavior automation and send particular behavioral, you can track certain behaviors and send, if someone has been viewing your website for, 5 times in a week, you can automatically have things sent to them from you. You can also schedule mass emails in here, which is a very nice feature. So you can have if you have weekly market reports that you want to send out to a particular area. So if you want to send everyone with the Lancaster hashtag reports on what the properties in Lancaster are going for, you can schedule those all out days or weeks or months in advance. But for right now, let's quickly browse through the smart campaigns. Now, what a smart campaign is it's a scheduled a block of content that will go out to only relevant leads that are added to it, and they are customizable. kvCORE also has created default campaigns. So let's just click on one of these. We'll do a new buyer lead default campaign. So instead of kind of going in and just creating your own campaign, because these are kind of very involved, which you can do, but those do take quite a bit of time, kvCORE has done that for you. So as you can see here, this is and it goes on forever. It's a 720-day long campaign. So once if you have this activated, once a new buyer lead is uploaded into your CRM, that lead will be automatically added to this campaign if you do have it activated. And so what that means is right off the bat, if this campaign were to be completely finished and you were happy with it, right off the bat, that lead would get a new text from you that would say something like, it would say like, well, you'd have to, right now it's taking the buyer first interaction template. It would say something, whatever that is. Hello, welcome to, or thank you for signing up for, my campaign. My name is so-and-so. Give me a call if you have any questions. Now, let's say you are scrolling through this and you're not particularly happy with the campaign that kvCORE has created for you. You'd have to go in and clone the campaign. And basically what you'd do is you would kind of finalize the campaign, say who it's for, and then now that campaign becomes editable for you. So going back into campaigns, here's a copy of it. Now you can go and you can say like, you know what, I don't love that initial text. I want to customize that myself. You could do that. Or you could say like, I don't want to call and leave a voicemail on the very first day that they come into my CRM. I'm gonna get rid of that action. So you have the option to do that. You also have the option to go in and select a different email to go out to them. And you can, in a minute, I'll show you where you can customize your own emails, or you can use the templates that they have created for you. You can also say like, so right now, nothing goes out to them on the 4th day that they are in my CRM, and I want something to go out that day. You can add an action yourself. You can say, add an email call or anything like this. So you have the opportunity to do that, and you can activate it. And then again, like I said, once you're activated, the new lead, the new buyer leads will automatically be added to it, and then they will start from day one. So this is a good way to just continuously be in your leads inbox as much or as little as you'd like. So as I kind of mentioned, kvCORE has all these campaigns that are created, that they've created for you, and they're all made up of different pieces of content that kvCORE has also created for you. And you can go in, those all live in this templates button. So to go into the templates, you'll see all the hundreds of pieces of content that kvCORE has designed. And they're all for different sort of situations that you might run into with like here's the first email you send to a buyer. Or this is like middle of the road. Hey, buyer, are you still in the market? In order to edit those, you can't edit them exactly, but you can modify them by cloning them. And then you can just say, like, let's say you don't love the wording here. You can change it. And then you clone the template, and you can create something completely new. If you want to just create your own, you can add a template here. You can type an email that you like. You can use merge tags to kind of call them by their first or last name, or throw in your own information in here too using a merge tag. What a merge tag is it's this thing. So if I'm sending this out to a lead named John Smith, this would say John. So those are very useful when creating templates, because they can personalize them, and then they also make it kind of easy for you. Another course is the advanced editor, but I'll just show you real quick. You can create pretty sharp looking emails with the kvCORE advanced editor. You can add images, you can embed videos, different text blocks, different buttons to link to different things. It's a good way to promote a listing, or you can kind of create your own newsletter type thing to send out, and you can add those bits of content to campaigns, or you can add them to send them off as one-offs to leads, or schedule those as emails. But these templates, but they'll live in this templates button within Marketing Autopilot. Another interesting little bit is kvCORE, since the new advanced editor is new. It's new within the last month or so. They don't have a whole lot of new templates for the advanced editor, but I know one in particular is his newsletter, which is kind of neat. So you can take kvCORE's newsletter template, and you can edit it to show your own content. And you can take any of the stuff out, delete it, reword it, of course, have it linked to something, change the colors. You can do all this stuff. And again, we will go over that during a different course. But this is a nice template that you don't have to completely make from scratch. You can edit it. You can throw your own images in here, and you can It's just a nice, sharp-looking newsletter that you can create and schedule out and send out to your to any group of leads that you like. My guess would be that in the coming weeks, kvCORE will create more of these templates that are used within the advanced email editor, because these are pretty sharp looking, and they're pretty easy once you easy for you to kind of fill in your own information here to kind of customize to yourself and send out. So do we have any questions about Marketing Autopilot? Okay. Again, I know I went through that kind of quickly, and Marketing Autopilot really seems to be, once you get it up and running, and again, like anything, kvCORE kind of maintenance and jump starting will take some time. Once you get it up and running, you can create and you can clone these campaigns, and they can go out to particular hashtags, they can go out to buyers, they can go out to sellers, they can go out to different groups of people. You can create, once you get really into it, you can even create groups or marketing campaigns that go out to like different groups of people. Like, let's say you have a whole bunch of hikers or football fans or sports fans or whatever different parents of kids that go to school with your kids. You can kind of create campaigns that are relevant to them, and by basically just cloning them and rewording things to kind of trigger at their interests, and you can have them automatically. You can have hashtags automatically added to campaigns, so it can be very again, the autopilot is a really good name for it. But again, like anything, it kind of takes time to build it up, but it's a really useful way to continuously be keeping in your inbox of all your leads. So we kind of just scratched the surface here today, but if you have any questions, feel free to email me. I'd love to follow up with all of you that viewed it, and all those that are watching kind of either live or on a delay. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. Or give me a call or text. And if there's anything here that interests you and you want to learn more about, again, we can set up a one-on-one meeting. And once again, this is my first Zoom training, and I think we'll do more of these going forward. But I thank you for bearing with me and keeping through some of the growing pains with the webcam earlier this morning. But yeah, thank you all for joining me. If no one has any questions, I'll close this out and follow up. Thank you all so much.